Brian. Would Dan O'Brien of St. Brent and Pat Martin of Canadian go to the centre circle, please, straight away. Number 3, E. Sexton. Number 4, E. McCarthy. Number 5, J. O'Shea. Number 6, C. Butler. Number 7, C. Egan, captain. Number 8, B. Sheehy. Number 9, B. O'Brien. Number 10, D. Scholar. Number 11, J. Sheehy. Number 12, E. O'Brien. Number 13, S. Hartnett. Number 14, J. Reedy. Number 15, S. Flanagan. And the manager is John Neenan. Dan O'Brien St. James goes to the centre circle for photographs for the Kennedy Deck competition. Dan O'Brien St. Bench. The centre circle, please. Would all supporters please keep outside the centre?
What?
In behind the fences. He is, sorry, I marked up by mistake. He's number 5. Oh, she's no, he's number 5. Good evening and welcome to Ballygown Park on this lovely summer's evening here, Saturday the 27th of May 1989, for this historic match between Ben's A and Broadford United A. The Broadford team lines out as follows. In goals we have Eamon Scollard. In the back four are Sir Peter Madigan, Eamon Sexton, Maurice McCarthy and Joe O'Shea. In the midfield we have Charlie Butler, Dan Egan, Eugene Sheehy and Billy, sorry, the forwards are Billy O'Brien, Denny Scollard and John Sheehy. And we're just waiting here now for the kick-off at 19 minutes past 7. We're on the ball shortly now. Now, officials for today are referee Stephen Sheehan from Askeaton. We have linesman on the red flag, Derek Caulfield, and on the yellow flag we have Padraig Manning. The two captains are in the centre of the field waiting for, well, they have decided the toss.
Dan O'Brien, St. Ben's, Pat Martin, the goalkeeper for this competition is the Newcastle West League of Ireland goalkeeper, Mike McDonald.
And Ben's have to kick off here. We're almost ready to start now. And the game is on here. Ted Quaid with the first touch of the ball. Back to O'Connor. And Eamon Scholar's coming out for that. First touch to Eamon here. Long high ball down the field. Coming towards Eugene Sheehy. Ted Quaid knocks it away. A free kick to St. Ben's. First free kick of the game has been taken. It's gone in under the square and it's gone out wide.
That's great stuff, Tom.
Ball's out into play again. Up Tommy Murphy. Maurice McCarthy on the ball now out towards the wing. Trades back for Mike O'Connor. O'Gorman. Seamus Quaid with a shot in a deflection. And it's well saved by the keeper. And it's a free out. Harvey Quaid in on the keeper. The referee spotted it and free kick now to Broadford. The free kick has to be retaken. The ball had not left the square. Eamon Scholar there now lining up to take this free kick down the middle of the field. It's Ted Quaid up for that. And Charlie Butler on the ball, taken away from him. And Joe Shea clears it off the 18-yard line. And it's Gorman in the ball now, on the ball. To Quaid. Quaid still has the ball. And taken away by Dan Egan. Dan Egan sends the ball into Billy O'Brien, who nods it on for Eamon Scholar. And it's free kick to St. Ben's.
Well done, Benji.
It's Mike O'Connor now to take this free kick from midway into his own half of the field. Powerful kick down to the wings. And Maurice McCarthy is going for the Padraig O'Gorman, gets the ball to Joe Shea. And powerful shot there by Ted Quaid. Well blocked by Joe Shea. Eugene Sheehy on the ball over and line ball to Broadford. It's taken by Eugene into Dan Egan, into the middle of the square, into for Eamon Scholar and cleared by Benji Sheehy. And Joe Shea here now to clear the backs for Broadford. Tommy Murphy on the ball, crosses across to Joe Shea, well out to clear the ball there. Also Eugene Sheehy. Eugene turns, looks, sends Sorry, that should have been John Sheehy. Turns John again down the line. Off to Billy O'Brien has it. He's around one man. He's sent it back off to John Sheehy, and John is away down the wing, followed by a Hearn for St. Ben's, who puts it out for the throw ball. The throw here now from who's going for it. Eamon Sexton, the long throw expert, is going down to lob one into for the box.
Good stuff. Well.
Yeah, ball thrown by Eamon Sexton in for Billy O'Brien's, nodded by Ben's man, and it's out to Billy again. It was pushed and it's a free in. Eugene and Billy lining up here to take this free. Which one is it to be? Eugene chips it over and it's gone over the bar and wide. Long kick out there by Benz, and it comes out to Eugene Sheehy down to his brother John, and John turns and sends it into the middle. It's knocked out by McCarthy, and Billy O'Brien's taking it off him. He's going through the centre, and Billy still has the ball across it, and wide ball. It's Mikey Connors now to kick out for Benz. It's a long one out to the wing, and Eugene Sheehy up. Billy O'Brien through for Eamon Scholar, and Benji Sheehy on the ball and taps it away, and it looks like it's going out for a corner. No, he's saved it. It's a throw ball to Broadford. Taken quickly by Denny Scholar, knocked out by Benji Sheehy to Madigan. Padder Gorman going for there, does not get it, and Joe Shave here clears the lines for Broadford. High ball, dropping in for Billy, and Billy nods it on. It's cleared over to Eugene Sheehy. And Padder Gorman on the ball over, it's the line ball. Yeah.
Come on, lads, let's keep it hot. Come on!
Eamon Sexton throw the ball in for Danny Egan. Morris McCarthy's got touched. Billy O'Brien on for Eamon Scholar. The run on here again, and Denny Scholar and Benji Sheehy on the ball in the square now, and turns it across, great cross there, and it's gone wide. Unlucky there for Broadford, and Murphy was stranded there for that ball. A great ball in there, crossed by young Denny Scholar, 16-year-old student from Drumculliher. Eamon Sexton is down injured, seemingly at the centre of the field, and play will be delayed for a moment. The game now is resumed with a goal kick, taking shot by Murphy to Mikey Connors. Murphy has the ball now, he's lob it up to centre field. Coming down, Charlie Butler knocked that down with his chest, over to Cade Quaid, to Dan Egan, to Eugene Sheehy. Sent on a ball in now for Denny Scholar to chase, and Benji Sheehy clears it towards the line, and it's gone out over the line. Right, Fitzgibbon put it out, and Denny Scholar on the ball here now. Charlie Butler calling for it, sends it to Dan Egan. Dan Egan sends it in for Butler, headed out by Conor Ahern there. So a throw ball to Broadford. It's taken by Dan Egan, Broadford's captain for this evening. To Denny Scholar. Denny's making a run in for the line and across the ball. Billy O'Brien has it inside and twisting and turning, and Charlie Butler's caught offside. A long kick out by O'Connor. Free in there for pushing to Broadford and Peter Madigan. And Peter's taking the free himself. Peter offs the ball into the centre of the square, nodded on by Dan Egan, out to Billy O'Brien. Billy goes for the byline, his ball's taken off him by Ahern. Right. Benji Sheehy and Denny Scholar chasing for the ball, and it's a free kick to St. Ben's for pushing off the ball.
Go stop, Benji. One, Denny.
Mikey Connors here to take this free kick for St. Ben's. He sends it high and up towards the corner flag, and it's free on Garman there by Peter Madigan. Looks like Seamus Quaid to take this free kick. There's Seamus placing the ball, ready to send it in across the Broadford goal area. Holds it in towards the keeper, and the keeper has it and holds it firmly. It's a long high kick out down the centre of the field for Billy O'Brien to jump for Eamon Scholar and Benji Sheehy. Denny Scholar, I should say, sorry. Denny on to Dan Egan. Dan Egan puts it through. Does it get a touch from Benji? Does line. First 10 minutes of the game now, Broadford's putting a lot of pressure on Ben's, and it was still scoreless here at Ballygown Park. Madigan there clears the ball to only as far as Ted Quaid, and the other Quaid is running through for it, and he gets to touch it, and he still has the ball being marked closely by Eamon Sexton. Joe Shea now will break, and it's out over the line for a throw to Ben's. Who's been called? The referee calling up one Broadford man and one Thurles man here, is giving stern words to, and he has the yellow card for Joe Shea of Broadford and Ted Quaid from St. Ben's. Garman crosses the ball into the centre, Joe Shea running for it, and Fitzgibbon, and it's free into Ben's. Eamon Scholar organising his ball there for Broadford. quickly taking a shot, and Ben's are offside. They played on, but the linesman spots, or the referee spots the linesman, and free out to Broadford. Joe Shea seems to be down with his ankle again. His reoccurring injury that he has for the past couple of weeks. It was doubtful whether he could start tonight, but after a week's rest, he's took to the field. He seems to be down now again. Being looked after by Jim Mahoney. Looks like he'll have to come off. The trainer's calling for a substitute. Sub. This is very unfortunate here for Joe Shea. He's nearly 21 years playing soccer with Broadford and has to come off after 14 minutes of his first ever Desmond Cup final. It was his one ambition to get a winner's medal. At least he has played for as much 14 minutes. He's down injured again. A second is sub gonna. Hold on, it looks like he's gonna stay. Hold on. Yes, he's staying. He's gonna chance it for another bit. He's staying on. Seamus Hartnett was ready there to come on, but he's not needed for the present. The game restarts with a free kick. Peter Madigan back into the keeper. Eamon Scollard now to left it out to the centre of the field. Out for Billy O'Brien and nodded back. John Sheehy, and it's Murphy gathers the ball for Benz. And Morris McCarthy up for that ball there, and tussling still with number 9, Tommy Murphy. Crosses the ball across the Broadford goal, and Sheehy up for it, and out as far as Quaid. Quaid takes a shot, blocked down by Dan Egan. Another Quaid up for it, Joe Shea up and clears it out just as far as Harvey Quaid, and the keeper calls for the ball, and it's a free out. The free out, the keeper or the referee had spotted an infringement there. It's free out to Broadford. Scollard sends the ball out high up for Dan Egan, sends it through for Billy O'Brien, chasing after it, and it's tapped back to Murphy, the keeper, by McCarthy. So Shea calling for it, back to Morris McCarthy, who clears it out. And Denise Scollard up with Benji Sheehy there, Dan Egan tussling for it and knocks it over to Billy O'Brien, who sends it straight through the middle. And it's almost a goal there by Ben's backman. He puts it out over the line for a corner kick to Broadford. Eugene Sheehy running up here now to take this corner kick. First of the game to Broadford. Sends it across. Ben's goes right, dipping under the post. Billy O'Brien has it in the square, touches back, and Sean McCarthy's deemed to be fouled by Billy O'Brien. Free out to Benz. Murphy taking his time out about this kick-off. He looks around the field, ready to send it up and over. Harvey Quaid's wing is knocked back down. John Sheehy over to Billy O'Brien, through to John Sheehy again, tussling with Mikey Connors, and sends it in. Ted Quaid makes a mistake in the backs. John Sheehy playing well there in centre field. Charlie Butler sends it over towards Billy O'Brien with Conor Ahern gets clearance in there. A throw ball, Eamon Sexton to take this here. Throws it long to Dan Egan. Dan Egan's robbed by McCarthy to Joe Shea. Cross to him, back across to Eamon Sexton, turns and strikes it down the sideline, and it goes out for a throw to Benz. Oh, taken by Benz, and they get a free kick out of it. Damon Sexton up and Quaid's back. Connor up to take this free. Looks up, sends in a high ball in towards the penalty spot. Joe Shea calling, sends it up. Knocks it back to Benji Sheehy. Benji looks, strikes in towards Dan Egan, and the hand seemed to have handled it, but the referee says play on. Then he scollared down in towards Charlie, but and Conor Hearn sends it out over the line for a throw to Broadford. And Peter Madigan here to take this throw. Charlie Butler and knocks it out, throw to Benz. Ball sent up and no danger. Yes, collected safely by Scollard. Looks up, down the field again. Towards Billy and Father Gorman. Conor Hearn down to Billy, back to Billy around Dan Egan. And the referee gets slightly in the way. Young Denny Scollard has the ball now. Turns man, sends it across to John Sheehy. John going for the byline and sends across, but too near the keeper, and he collects it off the ground. Tom Murphy still on the ball. Watched closely by Joe Shea. It's a throw ball to Broadford. He's taken again by Peter Madigan. Madigan throws it out to Butler, gets in trouble and sends it straight out to Ben's man, and Damon Sexton clears it out to Eugene Sheehy. Eugene still on the ball and sends it back to the keeper. It's into the 21st minute of this game now, still scoreless here at Ballygowan Park, and Ben's back seem to be in disarray. They do not know what to do with the ball, and eventually gets cleared out and gets a deflection off a Broadford man, throw to Ben's. Benji Sheehy up to Murphy. They're back in for John Sheehy, but he misses it and comes out to brother Eugene and sends a high long ball in towards the line. John Sheehy crosses it. Mikey Connors in there to clear it. Eugene back with the ball straight away and up towards the wing at the other end, and Eamon Sexton in, the ball is out for a throw. So it's going to Ben's. I love him ball in. Dan Egan on the ball now once again to Billy O'Brien, who shoots it through for John Sheehy, but did not look like too far ahead, and collected safely by Murphy. Charlie Butler now fighting for the ball there and got the throw ball out of it for Peter Madigan to throw it long, and throws it down for Dan Egan, nods it forward. Mikey Connors hits straight up in the air, down by Charlie Butler, knocks it over to Gorman. Gorman straight up in the air again towards Father Gorman, and Emma Sexton in there takes the ball off of Harvey Quaid. Out. And it's a free kick to St. Ben's. It's about 30 yards out from the Broadford goal line. Kate Quaid now, Padder Gorman behind this ball, which one is to take it. Tate runs up, jumps over, leaves it to Padder and shoots, hits off straight off the wall and out. Just as far as it bends back into Harvey Quaid, and Sexton clears it well over the line and throw to Ben. And Tate Quaid on the ball, sends it as far as Eamon Sexton, who clears it out to Eamon, to Dinny Scholar. Dinny looking.
Come on, let's make other yours. Come on out, Joe.
Billy O'Brien and Benji Sheehy hustling for that. Charlie Butler collects, sends it to Eamon Scholar, and there's no ball is out. It looked like there for a bit he was going to hold it in, but quick throw taken up to Peter Madigan, has it now and kicks it out over the line. Throw to Benz once again.
Come on, Benz, come on! Sean! Get him in there.
Ball's in dangerously, and the two Benz men went for it and knocked it out wide. It's a goal kick now to Broadford once again.
Come on, Katie! Get Sean! Five legs, come on, Joe!
Long goal kick out to the side, and Gorman up for the ball there, sends it up towards Padder Gorman, has it again, and it's throw to Benz.
Come on, Busy, lift them up now, then.
Long throw in towards the edge of the box, slips and sends it out to Padder Gorman, looking dangerous here, and shoots it over the bar.
Well, Sean, at this stage anyway, at the moment it looks as though Broadford have a slight edge at the moment. They're a bit unlucky not to have scored a goal. They seem to have settled that bit better than Benz. But at the moment it's anyone's game. I think I'll hand you back now to the commentator again.
Goal kick taken out to Peter Madigan, and still on Peter to Danny again. Now back to Peter again, left it for Peter. Sends out the middle, Gorman in the middle, sends it through to Padder Gorman. Padder bangs off him, and it's Morris McCarthy back to the keeper. Keeper looks up and out, centre towards John Sheehy. Try to nod it on for Billy O'Brien. Doesn't get that far. He sends it through for Eamon Scholar, and there's pressure on Benji Sheehy there. And still John Sheehy on the ball. Back to Billy O'Brien, and he's tussling out there with two Bensmen, and Bensmen get it away. A race here with Morris McCarthy going for the ball, and it gets his free kick. Morris McCarthy gets the free kick for holding there by the Bensman. Back near the halfway line. It is Eugene Sheehy there to send this one in now towards the Ben's goal line. He lofts it in towards the penalty spot. Up Danny Egan with the head, and Ben's backs in under a bit of pressure once again. Out to number 9, Morris chasing back after the ball, and sends it back safely to Schollard. Right. Cleared back towards the Ben's defence by Peter Madigan. Danny Egan has it here now, tussling with to Billy O'Brien, over to Eamon Schollard. Eamon sends it up for Billy O'Brien or John Sheehy, and it's McCarthy gets in the way and takes a shot, and it's just wide. Nodded it forward by Danny Egan to Billy O'Brien, off to John Sheehy, and now Gorman tussle for it. And Sheehy gets the better of him running down the wing, and the ball is out of play. It's Eugene to take the throw in toward Denise Schollard, but too high, says the referee, and it's a free out. Quickly taken free there, back to the keeper, brings it up to the centre field to get a better vantage point to kick it out. Murphy, the keeper for Benz, sends it up and high towards Dan Egan, who clears it down as far as Sean McCarthy. Eugene Sheehy nods it back out to John. John still has the ball, and the ball is out of play. Flag up on the far line. Now into the 30th minute of the game here, and still scoreless in front of a fairly large crowd at Ballygown Park. Dan Egan fighting for the ball. John Sheehy steps in to give him a hand, but the ball is sent down to Padder Gorman. They've been tussled by Morris McCarthy. Sends it off to Harvey Quaid, down to Tate Quaid, who attempts to slough it into the centre, but only gets as far as Morris McCarthy. Sean McCarthy gets a better kick in, and it's gone out over the line for a goal kick.
Come here, come here, come here, come here.
And Broadford take the quick kick out there now. Damon Scholar with the ball in his hand, sends it up. Well up into the field. Benji Sheehy nods it forward. Oh, as far as Gorman, Joe Gorman. Tommy Murphy has the ball over with Peter Madigan, keeping a close eye, and cleared out over the line by Joe Shea. Throw ball to St. Ben's.
Stevie! Stevie! Steve!
We're waiting for the ball to come back in from the crowd now. It's in Benji Sheehy on the ball to throw it in. Tap back to him by Ted Quaid, sends it in, and it looks over the keeper's head and wide. Dan Egan up in centre to John Sheehy, sending the ball into the middle. Benji Tony Murphy out, plenty of time. Kicks it up, good kick up the field. Off to Tommy Murphy, running out towards the sideline. Peter Madigan watching closely. Sends it in across to Padder Gorman. Padder always dangerous in there around the goal, and he gets a free kick. Referee putting the wall back 10 yards. He's holding up play until they go back to 10 yards here. Now we're back.
Yes!
Oh, what a shot there by Ted Quaid. Just skins the post and wide. Yeah, section here now to try and give this ball some length down into the Ben's defence. We're now into the last quarter an hour of the first, well into the last quarter an hour of the first half. Murphy onto And Joe Shea gets the ball and touches out over the line. Throw to Benz. He's leaving it for Benji. He's running down the line. Benji takes long throw in towards the 18-yard line, cleared by Charlie Butler as far as Denny Scholar. Denny on a run down the wing. He's heading for going well, and it's cleared out by Padder Gorman. Dan Egan to take this throw, you know, looking for a man, finds Charlie Butler back, and the ball is out. The linesman's called attention to the referee for something. I don't know what's happening here now. He's looking for them. No, he's not. He's going ahead with the game. Leg up there by Conor Ahern. Oh, sorry, McCarthy.
Stick with him now, Ted, come on.
It's a free kick here for Broadford, been taken by Peter Madigan. Lost it in to the middle, onto the penalty spot, nodded forward by Dan Egan, looking for Billy O'Brien, but did not find him, and it's a free kick to St. Ben's. Billy O'Brien being called over by the referee for that infringement, and he gets the yellow card. Ten minutes left and still no score in the first half. Referee calls the ball back to where the infringement occurred. And Murphy to Mikey Connors, back to Murphy again, and he takes long kick out down towards Tommy Murphy's wing, and Tommy collects and shoots, and it just goes wide. And has to be thrown in. Man called in again to Joe Shea, seems to be down again. The ball is back in play. Dan Egan goes up, but Tate Quaid gets to it, over to Tommy Murphy. Tommy trying to get around Peter Madigan, finding it difficult, and then knocks the ball out to himself after a challenge from Denny Schollard. Down to Peter Madigan now. Charlie Butler looking for it, but Peter Cole sings down here. He's waiting and throws it out right for Denny. Denny Schollard gets up for it. Ben Sheehy to Charlie Butler, looking for Billy O'Brien, but goes as far as down to Joe Shea. Joe Shea clears up the middle for Eugene Sheehy to jump for it. Harvey Quaid and Eamon Sexton tussling for it there. Back to Dan Egan, has it in, throw to Billy O'Brien. Billy looking for Dan Egan. Dan under pressure to get that. And it's cleared by Joe Gorman. Eamon Sexton now on the far wing. Hands it to John Sheehy, and John goes down to take this throw. John line up, long throw in towards Charlie Butler, looking for that ball, and it's sent down towards Joe Shea. Joe gets his boot behind it, and the flag is up here for offside, but the referee hasn't got spotted it yet. And throw ball at the other side of the field. And now he's going back to his original offside decision.
Push him away.
Ball coming towards Joe Shea, shouts for it and connects with it and clears it down towards Denise Scholar. Overs first, Charlie Butler, Ben Sheehy kicks it up high and up towards Eugene Sheehy. And he nods it a bit too hard and sends it out over the line for a throw to Broadford. Dan Egan, the ball, making hard work for himself. Sends it to Charlie Butler, flex and makes a run towards the middle of the field, looking for John Sheehy, but does not get there. Sean McCarthy steadfast there in the back line for Benz. And good play in the middle of the field by Eugene Sheehy and sends it down over towards John Sheehy. John is making a run in now with Sean McCarthy. And the ball is out of play. It's throw ball for Broadford here now. And towards Dan Egan, Dan gets the touch it towards Denise Scholar, looking for someone to try and pass to, and seems to get into some trouble there. Eugene tries to make a shot at goal, but miss kicks, and Denise Scholar sends it over towards Amos Sexton, who's down the wing for Billy O'Brien. Billy now, and it's a corner kick. Eugene Sheehy taking this corner now for Broadford. And it's good corner over towards, and it's cleared by Tommy Murphy for Benz towards Padder Gorman. 2 men on him, and he gets round one. Morris McCarthy still with him, and Morris falls over the ball and holds up play well enough for Joe Shea to clear it out over the line for a throw ball to St. Ben's. Ball's cleared there, no trouble by Broadford defence. Out towards Charlie Butler. Tommy Murphy on the ball, being tackled again by Charlie Butler. Charlie seems to be everywhere here tonight. Across the wing, and Ted Quaid passes it out towards his brother, but it's tackled, and Harvey Quaid still has the ball. Cannot get. Yes, he's got the ball in. Joe Shea, and Joe Shea is cleared out towards Denny Scholar. Denny now with 2 men on him, looking for some support. Turns one man and finds Eugene Sheehy. Eugene now sends the ball in for John Sheehy, who taps it over, but there was nobody coming through, and Ben's defence gathers safely. Joe Shea gets in a boot to that there, and it's out over the line for throw to St. Ben's. Taken by Tommy Murphy. Tommy takes his time, looks, sends it over towards Mikey Connors. Mikey off to Ted Quaid. Ted in the high ball in towards Padder Gorman and Harvey Quaid. Harvey collects, and Eugene Sheehy takes the ball off him and sends it across to Denny Scholar. Denny being tackled hard there by Ted Quaid. The referee waves it on, and it's legitimate. Now Murphy on the ball. 2 men brought men out for him. And lucky to get away with that one there. Cleared by Eugene Sheehy out over the line and into the crowd here for a throw ball to Benz. Conor Ahern with the ball gives it away to Billy O'Brien over towards Sean McCarthy and John Sheehy. John jumps for it but misses, gets another chance, and Ball is down to Padder, but he missed kicks, and Morris McCarthy also kicked the ball. Joe Shea there, ever steady in the back, takes it out, and will probably send it out over for a throw, but no, hold on, the linesman has spotted something. It's a free kick to Broadford. He's Ben's watching Joe Shea very closely. It's 1 minute now from the end of normal time in the first half. We probably will have a minute or so of injury time for Jim Mahoney being called in again to treat Joe Shea. And the linesman's now. It's taking a long time to treat Joe. Must be as he's getting back up on his feet. He's limping slightly, but he's going to continue playing. Normal time has elapsed here now in the first half, but we're now into injury time, which probably will have about 2 to 3 minutes of. The game resumes by Emma Sexton taking a free kick, sending it down the wing towards John Sheehy and Billy O'Brien, but Mikey Connors gets clean header at it, and a shot by Peter Madigan, note from far out, gathered by Murphy. Murphy sends it over towards Tommy Murphy. Back to Benji Sheehy. Benji pumps it up towards the square, but Morris McCarthy ever firm up there. Oh, the ball now over with Harvey Quaid. Run off by Joe Gorman. Picks him up with a 1-2 there. Harvey throws the ball. Eamon Sexton looking. Joe Shea, is it out for a corner? Yes, Joe Shea knocks it out for a corner. 1.5 minutes into injury time now, and still 0-0 with a corner here to St. Ben's. Taken by Tommy Murphy. Tommy Murphy sends in a good ball across, and Joe Shea knocks it back out again. And that's it. That's the final action of the first half here, as the teams take to the dressing rooms. All right. You switched off. Jesus.
All spectators, please stay out of the playing area. Please oblige.
on, Joe.
So we reckon he's really used to this.
Not too old, she said.
All right. Not worried, sorry.
Drive down now. I do. Right, we want to drive down the moat. I'll take 4 or 5.
I'm coming first. I'll come first. No, there's 5 of us here.
You stay there, Marie. Stay there a while, please.
No, you have to be so tight block here.
Hold.
Another one there. Another half of them. No, they're used up.
Sit down here.
I might as well last years I never get it.
Back here now for the second half, and we see one change in the Broadford line-out. Eugene Sheehy's gone back into defence, and Joe Shea's gone off Ben's line-out as they did in the first half. No changes there. We have Eamon O'Brien as the Broadford substitute on the field in place of Joe Shea, but not in his place. Broadford to start the second half now, and waiting for the crowd to be cleared out the goal area. Should be get underway in just a moment. Broadford out playing from left to right in the second half. The referee signals the lineman, he's ready to start. And they're away, with Billy O'Brien tapping it back for Dan Egan. Dan sends the early ball up to towards Charlie Butler, back to Billy O'Brien. Billy's running off the ball, and Denise Scollard on the ball, watched closely by Ben's number 6. And Billy has the ball now, sends a rocket of a shot across, but Eamon O'Brien is caught offside. And Mike O'Connor to kick out over the wing. Ted Quaid knocks it on towards Morris McCarthy, and Morris clears it out over the line. Mikey Connor sends a low ball in towards the defence, and Gorman is pushed off the ball, and it's a free in for St. Ben's. Tate Quaid and Peter Gorman going back for this. Which one is going to take it? And it's it for Tate Quaid, who blasts it, and it goes over the bar. Safely out of play for Broadford. Morris McCarthy there shouting words of encouragement to his teammates, trying to get life into him and get him moving, keep them moving, I should say. And John Sheehy taking the kick out. It's a long ball out towards Evan O'Brien, calls, but does not collect. It's out to Mike O'Connor, down to Gorman. Gorman clears it, and Peter Madigan gets in a strong tackle there and sends the ball down for Eamon O'Brien. Eamon dummies the ball over, and it's nodded out for a throw ball by Sean McCarthy. It's John Sheehy throws the ball in, nodded on by Daniel. And it's a free out or offside once again. This time on Billy O'Brien there near the goalpost. Went too far in. Mike Connors kicks out once, poor kick out, coming towards Eamon O'Brien. Collects it, and Eamon Sexton's calling, but he's not getting the delivery. And now it sends the ball up, and as far as Tate Quaid, dangerous ball in towards Tommy Murphy, and collected by Eamon Scollard. Peter Gorman on the ball, Charlie Butler handled the ball. It's free in for St. Ben's once again here from the centre circle. Mikey Connor's going to send this one, sends Tate Quaid into this box. There's an extra. Oh, it jumps off, hops off the crossbar and sent back in, and number Tommy Murphy there is offside. That was a close call there for Broadford. Very lucky to get the touch off the post. But once he came out, Tommy Murphy was caught offside. Then Egan going up. Rest of the ball back to Eugene Shee. Amos section leaves it for him. Harvey Quaid gets in a strong tackle there. Does not cross it very well though, but over to Ted Quaid, over to Padder Gorman on the far wing. Morris McCarthy has gone in strong there, and Ted Quaid. Padder Gorman takes a shot, but it goes well over the bar. Ball is back in play. Dan Egan jumps with Mikey Connors, but Mikey Connors gets the better of that. Peter Madigan jumping and nods it out to Charlie, but Charlie flicks out towards Denny Scholar, back to Charlie, but Dan Egan takes it, sends it up the wing for Denny Scholar, running after with Benji. He seems to be in control, and Benji sends it out over the line. A throw ball to Broadford. Dan Egan to throw this in now, throws it long and over towards Billy O'Brien, but it is shielded by two Ben's men, and the ball is out over the line. It's corner kick to Broadford. Denny Scholar drove to take this corner, tries to lob it into near the front of Murphy's goals. Takes a shot run back, and a fine corner there by young Scholar. Dan Egan up, and Eamon O'Brien nods it but doesn't get it on the direction, and it's cleared out over the line by Harvey Quaid.
Come on, Sean, I'll stick with him.
Eamon section, long throw in towards Dan Egan. Billy O'Brien has the ball, gets a touch, but shielded once again by two Ben's men. Ben's keeper making a dive there.
Wing, come on!
Ted Quaid on the ball, chips it down for Harvey Quaid, but Eamon section in control, sends it up the wing towards Eamon O'Brien. Eamon is watching, and Negan throws it, and it's pinned out of play. Referee stop and play to get the crowd back there for a moment. Peter Madigan in on clash there in Eamon section, ever cool there to clear it, and it goes out over the line. Sean McCarthy now with the throw to Ted Quaid, and the ball is out of play. Throw to St. Ben's. Ted Quaid is down injured.
Come on, Ted, take some out to me, Ted, come on.
Sean McCarthy with the throw, throws it over to Gorman. Joe Gorman back to Mikey O'Connor. Mikey Connors. Field cleared there in the back line by Peter Madigan. Joe Gorman back in. Morris McCarthy, sound header there, clears it away to Denny Scholar. Denny up towards the direction of Billy O'Brien, who nods it back, but is there someone running? Yes, Charlie Butler is running up there. Charlie is up the corner flag and still has the ball. He's going through. He's gone through two men. And Denny Scholar with a brilliant shot there on Murphy, but Murphy struggles to hold and collects it, and it's got the Broadford supporters cheering a little bit here at Ballygown Park. There's a throw ball in the far line there now. Ted Quaid throwing, picked up by, sorry, that was thrown by Ben Sheehy, picked up by Ted Quaid, but cleared by Charlie Butler, back as far as Ben Sheehy, sends it in, and out by Peter Madigan out of the line, into safety. And Ted Quaid fouled there by Dan Egan.
Over the top.
Ball lofted in, and Eugene Sheehy over to Eamon Sexton, clears it out, and Eamon O'Brien has the ball now clearing up the wing with Sean McCarthy watching closely, and he rounds him nicely and tries to round Joe Gorman, but Joe Gorman connects with the ball and it sends it out for a throw ball. It looked like going out for a corner, but he just got it in time. John Sheehy up now for the throw ball, throwing it long, hopefully into the square. And Billy O'Brien up there and the ball is across towards Charlie Butler. And Benji Sheehy and their Versteady cleared it out as far as Morris McCarthy, and Morris lets it run too far and out for a throw to Benz. 10 minutes now into the second half, still the same as we started, no goals, but very exciting game here. And the ball is out of play, and the far side. From Peter Madigan there with a good challenge, and Charlie Butler now on the ball, sends it over towards Billy O'Brien. Billy leaves it, or left the ball, handball there, but no, the referee says play on. And Denny Scholar still on the ball, gets a cross in, but 2 men inside, but couldn't rise the ball to them. Now it's Moss there, been tackled by Dan Egan, throw ball to Benz. Peter Madigan to put ball back into play, long throw up onto the head of Dan Egan. Dan Egan to Billy O'Brien, sends it through for Denny Scholar. Denny being hassled by Benji Sheehy, and it goes out off of Denny Scholar for a throw ball. Free kick to St. Ben's there. Taken quickly by Mikey Connors. Peter Madigan tackling well and sends it small bit and get to Charlie Butler. Eugene Sheehy nods it on to Mikey Connors down the middle and clears it out. And Harvey Quaid gets a free kick there off of Eamon Sexton. And Mikey Connors here again, take their free kick. Taken high over towards the corner, and then nodded by Peter Madigan over to Eamon Sexton, gets a boot to it. And it's coming out towards the line, but then the ball is out of play. Harvey and the ball now down to his brother Ted, and it's good clearance there by John Sheehy.
somebody better go for that ball. Put the ball in the corner. Ball in the corner. We had three.
Shot there by John O'Gorman, deflected across the square, and Eamon Scholars just out, calls for it and collects it. And he sends it out to Denise Schollard. Denise tackled and
Come on, Benji, you're there for that.
it's a free kick now on the far wing to Broadford. Taken by Eugene Sheehy. Sends in a good crossover towards John Sheehy. John nods it over for Eamon Schollard. Eamon nods it in towards Charlie Butler and Billy O'Brien, but seems to have fouled and it's a free out. Murphy clears out the ball towards Charlie Butler and was it Peter Madigan and nods it off to Dan Egan. Dan sends it into the middle of the field towards Eamon O'Brien, but Joe Gorman sends it back to Mikey Connors. Mikey back to the keeper. Eugene up for the head and nods it over towards John Sheehy. Eamon Sexton nods there out to Dan Egan, nods it up, head quite up with him. And Eugene Sheehy clears up towards Eamon O'Brien, but jumping well there, but not knowing Broadford. Dan Egan jumping for the ball, but misses it. Harvey Quaid on the ball out to Seamus Ted Quaid. Ted being watched closely by John Sheehy. Charlie Butler nods it over to the wing and Denise Schollard running in for it. Looking for Billy O'Brien, and Billy is onside and running through, but nodded away by Ben's defender. So Tommy Murphy cleared the ball down the wing to Peter Madigan. Dan Egan has it now and being watched closely by Pat O'Gorman, gives it away and sent in to Eugene Sheehy. But Cam collected, sends it out towards Dan Egan up the line and out by Tommy Murphy and throw for Broadford. Short throw taken and taken off him by Ben Sheehy. Ben Sheehy making a run all on his own and onside, but well caught there by Eamon Schollard. Mikey Connors, the boot along the ground towards the centre field. Morris McCarthy running and Ben's offside, caught offside, was Tommy Murphy.
Come on now.
Ball cleared, kicked out by Eamon Schollard towards Billy O'Brien, and Billy nods it towards Eamon, but is Sean McCarthy. Well, good defending there by Peter Madigan. They had to foul him to get the ball, but the referee spots it and gives a free out to Broadford.
Come on, Joe, stick with him, Joe.
Eugene Sheehy to take this.
Come on now, Joe.
Eugene indicating that he's going to send it in towards the middle. Yes, there it goes in for John Sheehy. Nods it over towards Dan Egan. Dan couldn't get a boot to it. And the flag is up. Free out for handball there. Right.
Come on, Hop, come on, get it going there.
Murphy clears the line. Morris McCarthy well up there, but Joe Gorman running through with the ball and taken off him by Eugene Sheehy, and a good shot up the middle, but too hard. Collected by Murphy and he's tapped it down. Gaining yards, kicks it out the wings. Eamon Sexton jumping it back to Eugene Sheehy. Eugene kicks it out and out of the pitch. Sean McCarthy here now to take this throw, looking for Harvey Quaid, but Eamon Sexton intercepts and the lads taps it to Dan Egan. Dan Egan afterwards, Billy does not get it. And it goes out wide. Tommy Murphy running in there, but the ball beat him, went wide. Peter Madigan battling here for the ball, but Fitzgibbon runs away with it towards Tommy Murphy, making a good run. Eugene Sheehy cuts him out and knocks it out for a corner. Quaid now sending this corner kick high and in towards the middle. Billy O'Brien gets ahead to it, knocks it towards Morris McCarthy. Morris to John Sheehy, but John back in centre here with Padder Gorman. And Ben's caught offside there. Into the 22nd minute of the game, we still have no score. Both sides having chances in front of the goal, but nothing put away yet. Massey Fitzgibbon running down the line over, challenged by Charlie Butler, and well put out there. And Peter Madigan stood firm there to collect the ball and sends it up the wing. Billy O'Brien has it now and just hit. Billy running up there with two Ben's men, still has the ball. And he's looking for someone to send it into, but nobody running forward, and sent back to Benji Sheehy. Benji been Padder. Denise Collar sends in the ball, tapped over by, and it's shot, half-hearted effort by Eamon O'Brien there with a shot. He tried to turn but could not get the power behind the shot. The ball is cleared out to Eugene Sheehy, sends it back in towards Sean McCarthy and Eamon O'Brien, but Sean gets the...
Head out there. Come on, Ted, putting the ball in the net, come on. Ted out there.
Peter Madigan in there, but Tommy Murphy collects the ball and sends it back towards Benji Sheehy. And it goes out over the line. Throw ball to Broadford. I'd slipped there by the Ben's defender. Quickly taking to Charlie Butler. Charlie's running through now with the ball, trying to find someone. He's going himself, puts the ball through for Billy O'Brien, a shot, and it's just gone wide. Just skinned the post and gone wide. Great chance there by Broadford, just put slightly wild. And now Billy O'Brien sends the ball through for Eamon. Eamon running on it. looking at it, trying to turn, but Shawnee McCarthy is giving him no room to turn. Eamon section through now. Eamon looking for the cross in. It's crossed over lovely, but nobody there to knock home the header. And it's cleared out by St. Ben's, and for a throw ball to Broadford. Peter Madigan to throw it. Throws it long and up for Charlie Butler, jumps for that, gets the head to over to Danny again. Back to Charlie Butler, and Charlie's handled the ball. We were spotted there by the referee. And Mikey Connors now to send the ball down into the Broadford goal area. There's 20 minutes now remaining of this cup tie here at Ballygown Park, and Ben's caught offside once again. Tommy Murphy once again the offender there. And it hits the post. It hits the post. How did he miss that? It's coming out to Eamon Sexton now. Eamon away with the ball. Broadford do not believe their look. A very slack free taking there on the backs. It's very lucky to be still 0-0 after that sneaky run by Padder Gorman. They're trying to get through the Broadford defence. Broadford will have to watch them free kicks, and it's a corner kick. And John Sheehy seems to be hurt out there. He's getting up. That brought some excitement to the Ben's crowd. They're sure they were in the lead there, but not to be, off the post. Corner kick taken there and well collected by Eamon Scollard. Eamon sends it up towards Billy O'Brien. Jumping with him is Tommy Moore, whatever his name, Conor Heron. And the Eamon Scollard running again, and Ted Quaid goes in needlessly on top of the goalkeeper. And he's been called aside by the referee and booked, rightly so. There's no. Crowd now seem to be coming alive after that near miss. They're very lucky to get away with it, but they want to watch up their free taking in the back. Don't give Ben's a second chance. And the game has been resumed with a free kick taken by Eugene Sheehy up, and Heron puts it out for the throw to Broadford. It'll be taken by John Sheehy quickly to Eamon O'Brien. Eamon looking for the turn, but sends it in towards Billy, but the ball has gone out over the line and wide. Good kick out from Benzer. Joe Gorman with the ball, sends it across the field to Fitzgibbon, but Charlie Butler and both miss it, and Eugene Sheehy clears it there. Out over towards Ben Sheehy, but racing for the ball and kicks it well down. Charlie Butler picks it up after a nod on from Peter Madigan. Charlie still running, but still has the ball, and great running, took out often by Billy O'Brien, but sends it through, but cleared by the Ben's defence. Eugene Sheehy sends another ball up in the air towards Eamon O'Brien. Sean McCarthy running on, but Eamon has the better of this, and still going through Eamon O'Brien. Crossed in for Billy. Billy looking for the shot, turns it, and it deflects off his ankle and out. And ball's all the way back as far as Eamon Scollard. Broadford keeper sends it up. Told Ben Sheehy nods that down for Paddergarman, but Charlie Butler gets in first, and Charlie's going on a run. Referee says play on. And down to Harvey Quaid. Jesus. Harvey Quaid down to Dan Egan. Bends on another run through with Paddergarman there on the ball. Amos Sexton and clears it out for gets a touch off of Paddergarman. Throw to Broadford. 30 minutes of the game now gone, 15 minutes remaining, still scoreless here at Ballygowan Park, and Eamon O'Brien is getting into this game now, sends it across for Charlie Butler, back to Dan Egan. Dan takes a shot for Billy but doesn't get that far. Peter Madigan sends it over and back to Peter again, up for Denny Scollard. Denny turns, looks for the options, looks up, passes to Billy O'Brien. Billy straight back to Denny Scollard. Denny going in, tackled closely by Benji Sheehy, but the Ben's defence cleared their lines once again. As far as to Tommy Murphy over to Ted Quaid down for Joe Gorman, and well cleared there out towards the halfway line by Eamon Sexton. Ted Quaid now are picking the ball up. Throws it to Sean McCarthy for the throw. Sean throws it to Harvey Quaid, and Eamon Sexton up the line, but Ted Quaid crosses to Joe Gorman. Fitzgibbon in there. No, Padder Gorman collects the ball, but Morris McCarthy is ever steady there and clears it out over. Back down now to Tommy Murphy and Padder Gorman. Peter Madigan jumps between them and gets the ball, but comes back into the middle. Dan Egan now trying to kick at the ball, but gets to Charlie Butler, and Charlie Butler comes through. Charlie drives it up for Eamon O'Brien, but Sean McCarthy puts in a leg and stops it. Down to Harvey, but Harvey kicks it up in the air, jumping with Eamon Sexton over to Eamon O'Brien. Eamon on his own over here on the wing now, surrounded by two Ben's players, gets round one, gets round the second one. He's going in towards the goals, but he does not pass Mikey Connors. Mikey sends it out to midfield, out to John Sheehy, and John sends across for Billy O'Brien. Billy turns his man, turns Bill through to Charlie Butler, but Charlie does not make it, and it's cleared by Michael Connor there, out over for the throw ball to Broadford. Ball cleared down now, and Padder Gorman running after it. Eugene Sheehan, this is danger area, but it's cleared. Collected by Eamon Scollard, now clearing it up the field. And the ball is going back to Harvey Quaid chasing, but no good. Collected by Eamon Scollard. Ball's and headed out of the line by Sean McCarthy. Jumping with him was Eamon O'Brien. Quick throw by Eugene Shee, but the ref calls play back, and Ted Quaid drives the ball into the river.
This is a great game now at the moment, lads, and it could go anywhere at the moment. Both sides are having great chances and they're playing great football, and this will be a humdinger, I'd say, to the end. Any slight mistake now, and this game could be all over for one of the teams. I'll hand it back to Sean now again.
Thanks, Mike. Still man being treated down here now for injuries received there when clearing the ball from Eamon O'Brien. Also Broadford men receiving treatment. He's up again and ready for action once more. Well, the game should resume now with a throw for Broadford. Eamon section now with the throw ball. Eamon running off, trying to make room for him, and yes, gets the ball back for Harvey, but towards Harvey. But Eamon section goes good, well there to clear it up to Eamon O'Brien. So Eamon O'Brien, bad pass there over to Harvey, but clear down the line, straight down by Sean McCarthy, and it's out over the line for a goal kick. Things getting tense here now, with only just 10 minutes remaining in the game. Still no score. Ball kicked out towards Eamon O'Brien again, gets the head towards Mikey Connors. Mikey sends it down for Paddergarn, but hops over both their heads, and Eugene Sheehy up to the middle. Ted Quaid jumping well for that and delivering it down to Harvey. Quaid sends it over to Tommy Murphy. Tommy Murphy sends the ball in, and it's great save there by Eamon Scholar. Well stopped there from the head of from O'Gorman there. And Billy O'Brien now on the ball at the other half of the field. Two men's men with him. He rounds one, but Connor gets the ball off him and Miss kicks it out into the crowd. It's throw ball back for Broadford. Quick throw taken up to Billy O'Brien. Danny Egan standing off him, and it's kicked out by Harvey Quaid. Sorry, Tate Quaid. Right, Billy O'Brien sends the ball in towards Eamon O'Brien, still fighting with the ball. And then Scotland's running in, but the ball is out, and it's gone out for a corner kick to Broadford. Some tense moments now in front of both goal areas, but Broadford getting the corner of this one. Good corner sent in here. Danny Egan jumping. And it's shot there from John Sheehy. It's known to follow up the rebound, and Murphy gathers and sends it out towards Padder Gorman, but Eugene Sheehy jumping with him. And Peter Madigan getting the better of the midfield hustle there, and ball over to Tommy Murphy. Tommy sending for Padder Gorman, gets the shot in, but keeper's coming out, and it bounced in front of him, and he's collected it, gathered it safely, and sending it out now. The general direction of Denise Howard, but it's sent back in by Mikey Collars. Padder Gorman is in now, looking dangerous, but well held there by the Broadford keeper, young Scholar. Sends it up the field for Eamon and Billy together there, and sent out back out by Mikey Connors to Harvey Quaid, to Maurice McCarthy. Maurice there nodding it out, and is fouled in the process. And referee calling over Padder Gorman. It's a free out to Broadford. And the Broadford man called in again to treat the injured player as Maurice McCarthy. And there's another Ben's man booked here now, it's Padder Gorman.
Two players. Another one.
Broadford manager now is out on the line, wondering, is he going to make a change? Just his Seamus Hartnell with him, must be thinking of bringing him on, provided there's no man injured here. Eamon Sexton is back up and okay. Maurice McCarthy looking a bit dizzy, but just got a bang into the head. It's 6 minutes of normal time remaining. Score still stands at 0-0, which we will have injury time once again. Ball kicked back to Eamon Scollard from that free kick. He drives it up the field in the general direction of Eamon O'Brien. Eamon calls, but just ball hops over his head. Sean McCarthy tries to clear, but it's gone in towards the keeper, but no problem. Collects it and walks out with it. Picks it up now and looking for somewhere to send it. Sends in the general direction of Peadar Gorman. Peadar now on the ball, looking around for the options. Off to Tommy Murphy. Tackled well by Peter Madigan, and Danny Egan out trying to get the ball, but back to Harvey Quaid. Harvey now with a shot, and no trouble to keeper Raymond Scollard. Peter Madigan now nods the ball for Charlie Butler, leaves it for Danny Egan. Danny Egan sends it in the middle for Eamon O'Brien. Eamon nods it forward, but nobody coming through hold it. Billy O'Brien ran up, but a bit late, and keeper collects and sends down Morris McCarthy in there with the head again to Eamon's section. Clearance down towards Billy O'Brien, but it's cleared away by Hearn. Eamon O'Brien running on the ball.
Go hard, come on!
And it lets it run out wide. Substitute being made here now by the Broadford manager. We have Seamus Hartnett going in, and Denny Scollard's coming off the field. After a great game there, the young Denny Scollard comes off. Just 3.5 minutes of normal time remaining for Hartnett to make an impression on this game. Will he get the goal or do something to get a goal that will make the cup go to Broadford? As Broadford's 2 subs now on field. Eamon O'Brien chests down the ball, tries to round Sean McCarthy and sends the ball up. It's coming back towards Eamon's section and Harvey Quaid, but Eugene Sheehy nods it up towards Charlie Butler, but Peadar Gorman collects, sends it over to Tommy Murphy. Tommy Murphy sends it over, and well spotted there by the keeper, came out well and collected that and sends it up towards Seamus Hartnett. Seamus Hartnett now, his first touch of the ball, sends it forward, and Ben's clear it out over the line. Mike O'Connor. Seamus Hartnett throws the ball long over to Danny Egan, and looking for some space with ball taken off him and put out over the line. Throw once again to Broadford. Number 13 there, Seamus Hartnett. Across this time for John Sheehy, and it's out for a corner kick. Put out there by Seamus Quaid. Just
Come on, Ben's on the counter!
And sent in there, and Murphy dives down on it, and to his fouled by the incoming Broadford man. Is this? No, it's not. He's just referee checking to see was okay. And it's a long ball out towards Peter Madigan and Tommy Murphy. Come out here and hold. And Morris McCarthy clears away the danger to Eamon Sexton. Eamon Sexton off to John Sheehy. John down the line for Eamon, but cut out by Sean McCarthy. Sean McCarthy sends the ball down the wing, but too hard, and it's out over the line. Referee having a word there with John Sheehy, little Hitler. We're into the final minutes of normal time here. It surely have some injury time. There's a couple of injuries there. Ball cleared out by Eugene Sheehy up towards Dan Egan, and Dan knocks. John Sheehy being fouled by Gorman. And just 30 seconds now, and Broadford have a free kick near the halfway line. Eugene Sheehy to send it in. Can this be the time? Dan Egan jumps, falls for to Benji Sheehy and Seamus Hartnett, and it's gone out for a throw to Benz. Quickly taken, and the free for obstruction.
Come on, Broadford!
The linesmen have signalled time up. Now we're in injury time. Just cleared out by Peter, and it's a free into Benz. Ben's feeling that they have a chance here with this one. But the Broadford defence must stand firm here now.
Come on, Ben!
Watch it, will you? And well saved there by Eamon Scollard. Shh, be quiet. And it's all over. We have a draw here at Ballygowan Park. Replay here through the net. The crowd goes in.
Good match, that. Good match. Very tight, like PS4.
Still.
Just as well give both teams a chance to get entertaining.